Right, calculation for speed or velocity. So speed is distance over time. Now, I've written down SP equals d over t, and the reason I've written SP is that velocity is actually displacement over time, and the symbol that's used for displacement is an S. And so that's why I've written SP here, but just S here. V is equal to S over t. I'm going to scanning that a wee bit just so that you see that a wee bit better, if I can. So can you see that then? You can see that speed is distance over time and velocity is displacement over time. Now, because it's distance or displacement divided by time, then it's measured in meters over seconds or meters per second. So if we were asked to calculate an average speed, if I just go back to this, graph here, and you can have a wee look at it. If we were asked to calculate an average speed, we would take our total distance, which is 1,000 metres, and divide it by the total time, which is 55, or actually it's a little bit more than 55 there. So it would be 1,000 over about 56 or 57. So it's a total distance divided by the total time. And then average velocity is the total displacement over the total time. And they're both measured in meters per second. And this one should be, you should also give a direction with it as well. If I go back to a previous slide again, just so you see something very odd. This was a slide I showed you about distance and displacement and the difference between them. Look at the second slide. Sorry, look at the first bit, I mean. If you were to calculate the speed, say it took 10 seconds to travel that distance, so time taken equals 10 seconds. Then your average speed there is your total distance, which is 20, over your total time is 10, which gives you 2 meters per second. But if you were asked to find your total displacement, then you've an odd thing happening. Your total displacement down here, average velocity equals total displacement over total time. Your total displacement is 0 over 10 seconds. So the answer is 0. So that's a very odd thing, and just watch out for the odd wee sneaky question like that. It's usually only worth 1 mark. They say, what is your average velocity? But if you have finished up where you started at, your average velocity is 0. This is a calculating speed question. A train has 2 coaches and an engine, each 25 metres long. The whole train takes 5 seconds to pass a signal. What is the speed of the train? So we know that the whole length of the train, 3 carriages, or 2 carriages and an engine, 25 metres long, it's got a total length of 75 metres. So it takes 5 seconds for 75 metres to have passed the signal over here. So speed is distance over time, which is 75 over 5, which gives you 15 meters per second. Right, there's a few speed questions here. Feel free to stop the podcast and to do these questions and then come back and look at the answer. There's absolutely no problem about that. So a car travels a distance of 100 meters in 20 seconds. What is the speed of the car? So speed equals distance over time. Distance is 100 meters. Time is 20 seconds. And the answer is 5 meters per second. So get into the habit of writing down the equation, writing down the numbers, write down the answer, and give it a unit. And that would get you 4 marks in an exam. A bicycle travels at a speed of 20 meters per second for 20 seconds. How far does a bike travel in this time? If we write down the equation, we have to rearrange it, or if you're happier just putting the numbers in, that's absolutely fine. If you do rearrange it, you are doing distance equals speed multiplied by time. And so the speed is 20, the time is 20. When you multiply 20 by 20, you get 400 meters. the distance is 400 metres. If you do just put the numbers in, you're saying 20 is equal to distance over 20. So you might, if you have difficulty rearranging that, a distance divided by 20, giving you an answer of 20 must be 400. A girl runs a distance of 120 metres at a speed of 6 metres per second. How long does it take her to travel this distance? Again, speed is distance over time. And again, you must rearrange the equation. Or possibly, if you put the numbers in, you might be able to see the answer if the numbers are easy enough to work out. But rearranging time is equal to distance over speed. The distance is 120, the speed is 6, and the answer is 20 metres. Sorry, 20 seconds. That is. It takes her 20 seconds. A car travels at 30 metres per second for 2 minutes. How far is it travelling this time? Now, there's a wee bit of a trick in here, and the wee trick is the minutes bit. You have to have time in seconds. So the time, we'll just write at the side, 2 minutes. And that's 2 times 60, which is 120 seconds. So just be very careful about that. So how far is it travelled? We need a distance. So speed equals distance over time. Distance is equal to speed by time. And that's speed of 30, and you're multiplying by 120. So we'll just do that for you, and that gives you an answer of 3,600 metres, which if you wanted to, you can convert into kilometres. The third question, a car travels at 30 kilometres per hour. How far in metres will the car travel in 90 seconds? Now the problem here is that this speed is given in kilometres per hour, and we have to change that. So first of all, if you write down 30 kilometres over hours, how do you change kilometres into hours? You have to multiply by 1,000. And how do you change hours into seconds? Well, there's 30 seconds in a minute and there's 60 seconds in a minute and 60 minutes in an hour. So you have to multiply by 60, which is 3,600. So you're multiplying 30 by 1,000 and dividing it by 3,600. So that gives you 30,000. And you're dividing by 3,600. And that gives you an answer of 8.3 repeated metres per second. So now we're ready to start the actual sum. So I'll just put a wee line down there. So the sum itself is that we're looking for a distance. And if you just see up here, I've rearranged it just to save space. I'll write it down. Distance is speed by time. The speed is 8.3 repeated, multiplied by the time is 90 seconds. So if we multiply that by 90, we get an answer of 750 metres. There's your answer. Okay, so just watch out for that. They wouldn't often give you something like that, but do watch out. And that's how you convert it. Write it down, 30 kilometres over hours. Kilometres, to get 30 kilometres into metres, you multiply it by 1,000, but to get it into seconds, you have to divide by 3,600.